Hey, it's Xavier. So I want to just cover the buttons on the G-Wagon. So let me just start with the steering wheel. So first, on the left-hand side, you have the controls for the driver information. That's the screen that's right in front. The screen is customizable. You could have different things displayed. And you toggle back and forth with the little arrows. And then there's a little OK button, so you can actually click on that and select an option. Here, I'm just going to select the navigation screen. Then I'm going to go home. That goes back to the menu screen. And then there's a little back button there. And then, so moving to the bottom part of the controls, you have the cruise control. First, you have to turn it on. Little indicator will tell you on the screen that it's on right there. It comes on, that's how you know it's on. And then it's a normal, cruise control setup. You have the distance to turn it on, set the speed. So same setup on the right-hand side of the top screen. It controls the MBUX system there. And then you have a little voice command feature. Instead of saying that, hey, Mercedes, you hit that, and she's listening. And then here you have the volume controls that's used in you. And then you just slide it up and down to adjust the volumes. And then you have the phone, right, to answer or hang up. And then over on the left-hand side, you have the favorites. If you have your favorite radio station set up, you would go there to look at some of your favorite apps or saved radio functions. Moving to the left, so I want to zoom in and show you the standard mirror and window switches. So, up and down. And then you have the mirror controls. That one will left, it lights up. That tells you which side the mirror is on, is ready to make that adjustment. Then you have that middle one in case you have a narrow garage. It does fold the mirrors in. Hit that again so it folds it back out. And then the controls, and again, the window switches and the window lock is there. So moving to the seat controls, here you can see that's the heated and the ventilated seats, the lock, unlock button, right? And then you have the memory seats. This is where you adjust the seats, adjust the headrest, push it up and down, that reclines it. That brings the seat forward or backwards, or even adjusts the height as well. And then that's for the lower leg support if you're needing it. And then once you have it set up, those are the memory seat controls. Driver set 1, 2, and 3. And then here you have the automatic headlights. You leave it on auto, automatically comes on. So you have the emergency parking brake here. You pull on it to release it. You push it to engage it. And there you have the little fog button, but it's actually so the rear fog light comes on, so make it easier for someone that is behind you to see you. And then that's where you adjust. That's the instrument where at night you adjust how bright it is. So moving to the steering columns, there you have to adjust. That's where the tilt and telescoping part is. And then that's where you turn on the heated steering wheel as well. And then here, moving over here, that's where you turn on the rain sensing wipers. And then that little switch over here turns on the rear wipers as well. Kind of moving over to I just want to show you, these are the paddle shifters right behind the steering wheel. And that's if you want to manually shift for, better acceleration, better control of the vehicle. And then here you have the shifter. You shift down, you're in drive. Little indicator shows up on the screen. You shift up, you're in reverse. The backup camera, 360 camera comes on. It's push button park. And actually just covered the basics. So that is the button to turn on the vehicle. And that's the idle stop feature if you want to turn that off. And actually moving to the center, I just want to show you the AC vents. You could turn them on and off by just switching it to the up mode. That turns it off. And then putting it back just opens it up again. And this is where the rear locking differentials are. Those are for the serious off-roaders. It is an off-road capable vehicle. But if you have any questions on that, you can message me. Up here, so starting for 2025, it is a touchscreen now. That wasn't the case up until last year. And then so down here you have the touch controls here. That's like a little mouse pad here. Use that to, scroll through the screen. And then you also have the traditional buttons that will turn on the camera. That will turn on the vehicle settings. And if you have your favorites, favorite radio station you listen to, you get quick access to it. So moving to the other side, you got the telephone button that pulls up your phone book if you have your phone connected on it. Then you have the radio controls that provides you quick access to the radio, and then quick access to the navigation screen as well. Here, this is where you could actually change the mode, whether it's comfort, sport. And then here's where you actually adjust the volume, and it's also a push button if you want to quickly mute it. Just quickly want to open up the access to the cup holders. And then here you have the little button to either keep it chilled or warm. You do that by hitting that button from cool to warm. Okay, here, so you have the AC controls. Obviously, this will adjust the driver temperature. That's the menu screen that allows you to select more options from the screen. Change the vents, where the vents are coming from. The second one adjusts the fan speed. And there's 7 levels on it. You could also voice command that as well. Leaving it on auto helps keep the cabin at the desired temperature without you changing the fan speed. Okay, moving over to the other button. That's the front window defroster. Again, I recommend leaving the AC on. There's the hazard lights there, flashes on. And then you have the rear defroster. And if you're driving somewhere stinky, you want to cut off the outside air, you hit that button. It keeps it circulating inside. There's an AC button that allows you to turn off the AC, leave the fan, but the fan is still on. And then there's where you sync it up, where both temperatures are the same for driver and passenger. And that section allows you to control the passenger temperature, whether you want to put it up or down. Moving to the overhead buttons, and I'll start from, just the general settings. When you open up the door, it's on. You'll see that there is no off button. I'll get to that in just a moment. You open up the door, you see lights up. That's the normal setting. Most people have it on, but you could turn that off. As a matter of fact, a little indicator lets you know that it is off. But let's go ahead and turn that back on. And then here, let's say you're in your car, you're looking for something at night to turn on all the lights. You hit that and let's turn it back off. And then if you just need to focus on something on the rear, maybe the rear lights, there's something that you're looking for back there. That's how you turn that on. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And then here's where you have the map lights, and it's under the rear view mirror. So you could, miss that, but that's if you're wanting to turn on the map lights. Okay, turn that back on. And then over here, you have the SOS button. That's almost like calling 911. It is emergency. They tell you what your emergency is. So if you're needing roadside assistance, you hit that Mercedes Me button. So if you, get a flat tire, run out of gas, they'll be able to help you. That's a roadside assistance. And then here's the controls for the sun roof. You just pull that back. It opens up. We'll just kind of see it go back. And then you flick it forward now to put it back. Slide that back there. So that's the brief interior explanation of the interior buttons. If you have any questions on the G-Wagon, let me know.